After leaving Michael alone in his desperate struggle between life and death, wife and daughter return in search of the inheritance, but are faced with an unexpected shock. After the tragic accident that almost cost him his life, Michael found himself in a scenario that challenged his strength and determination. At 44 years old, he was a robust man dedicated to both work and family. His life, until then, followed a stable and promising course. However, everything changed one fateful night when a car accident changed his destiny. He was returning from a business trip, looking forward to dinner at home, when his car was collided by a speeding truck. The devastating impact caused Michael's vehicle to roll over, leaving him seriously injured. The phone call that Jennifer, his wife, received on the night of the accident brought news that no one expected. She and her terrified daughter rushed to the hospital, where they were told Michael was undergoing critical surgery. The doctor revealed that Michael had suffered a head injury and that the car's hardware had punctured his heart. Despite surgical efforts to repair the damage, recovery was not guaranteed. Jennifer, devastated, sought comfort in words of hope and faith. The doctor, despite the severity of Michael's condition, tried to offer some positive perspective. He emphasized that despite the complexity of the situation, Michael's prior health, his healthy diet and lack of addictions, could play a crucial role in his recovery. He stated that although the prognosis was uncertain, Michael still had a chance to recover. Michael, upon awakening and becoming aware of the severity of his condition, was overcome by a wave of emotions that he had never experienced before. Although he was not a man given to showing vulnerability, the emotional impact of the situation was overwhelming. He made a silent vow to fight with all his might, as he had done in so many other challenging situations in his life. The next day brought another surgery, and, thankfully, Michael was discharged to return home. The most difficult phase was just beginning. Treatment required discipline and perseverance, and Michael knew the road ahead would be arduous. He prepared to face a new reality, one that involved a strict medication regimen and severe physical limitations. Recovery was slow and full of challenges. Michael felt weak, finding it difficult to perform even the simplest tasks, and frequently vomited due to the amount of medication he needed to take. The physical transformation he underwent was remarkable and painful for everyone who knew him. Michael's wife and daughter played crucial roles in his recovery process. They took turns providing daily care, from administering medication to feeding and hygiene. Their dedication was palpable, and Michael felt a deep pride in his family, despite their difficult situation. He clung to the hope that one day he could return to a more normal life. After 3 months, the doctor gave Michael permission to begin performing small tasks independently. However, the change was not easy. Michael noticed that even simple requests, such as asking for a glass of water, were often met with a certain amount of resistance. This realization brought to light a new internal struggle, that of facing not only the physical challenges, but also the emotional and relational complexities that his condition generated. Despite the difficulties, Michael did not give up. His determination to overcome adversity and reclaim his life was a source of inspiration to everyone around him. He continued to face the treatment with courage, eagerly awaiting the day when he could set aside his limitations and start over. If you think the text could be improved, or if you want to continue, let me know so we can adjust or add more details as needed. Michael was stunned. Initially, he thought what he was experiencing was a misunderstanding. However, the harsh reality was that both his wife and daughter had changed and no longer met his needs with the same dedication as before. On several occasions, he found himself in embarrassing situations, waiting for long periods for someone to come and help him, such as going to the bathroom. His teenage daughter, especially, spent hours on her cell phone, and when he needed her, she would say, "I'm studying, Dad. I have a test tomorrow at school." This scenario was worsened by the deterioration of his health condition, which led the doctor to recommend absolute rest. Recognizing that he would depend on continued help, Michael decided to face the situation sincerely, seeking to preserve what was left of his family and his home, a true refuge. He brought the two women together and said, "I need to talk to you. I understand that my treatment has taken longer than we expected, and I see that you are tired. I apologize for disturbing your routine. Jennifer, the wife, tried to explain, "It's hard to maintain the household routine and take care of yourself, but we're doing our best." Maria, Amy, the daughter, also apologized. "I'm sorry, Dad. I have so many things to study, and sometimes I can't come right away when you call me." Despite his apologies, Michael feared the situation would not change and suggested, "I think we should hire a nurse to help me. Many families do this, and my treatment may still take some time." Both readily agreed, relieved in a way. Michael also felt relief, as he would no longer have to hesitate before asking for help. Before hiring anyone, Michael sought his doctor's advice to ensure he found someone trustworthy, as the nurse would need to live in his home for a while. Lisa, the recommended nurse, was extremely competent and attentive. She cared for Michael lovingly, rising at dawn to administer medication and preparing special meals for his delicate stomach. Although Lisa's presence brought relief to Michael and his family, the situation began to change. Jennifer began to feel uncomfortable with the attention Lisa paid to Michael. Lisa's dedication was such that Jennifer began to doubt her intentions, believing that there was some interest on the nurse's part in her husband. Michael, at a critical stage in his treatment, could not give up Lisa's care and was distraught to realize that his wife was becoming increasingly irritable and jealous. In a tense moment, Michael overheard Jennifer talking to her mother on the phone and realized that his wife's anger was rooted in jealousy. Lisa was young and attractive, and this was exacerbating Jennifer's insecurity. The wife started complaining constantly, and even Jennifer's mother got in touch with Michael, criticizing Lisa's presence and spreading unfounded rumors. Michael tried to understand Jennifer's behavior and decided to reassure her, assuring her that the situation would soon change and that there would be no reason to be jealous. A few days later, upon returning from a doctor's appointment, Michael found the house empty. On the kitchen table was a note from Jennifer. "Dear Michael, I can no longer bear to live in this house and watch another woman take my place. I will spend time at my mother's house until you finish your treatment. Love, Jennifer." Michael was devastated. The fragility of his body prevented him from fully understanding what was happening. At the hospital, he saw many patients alone and heard stories of families falling apart during treatment. He never imagined his situation would become like this, but now he found himself alone, with a nurse to take care of him. Despite the despair that many might feel, Michael remembered his difficult journey as a delivery man. He recalled the pains and humiliations he faced, and these memories brought him a sense of gratitude. Being in his home, with a good doctor and Lisa's professional care, was a comfort. He closed his eyes and thanked God for what he still had, no longer worrying about the absence of Jennifer and Maria Amy. While Michael fought with all his strength to regain his health, Jennifer and Maria Amy showed no sign of life. However, with Lisa's willpower and dedication, Michael survived. After almost a year of treatment, the doctor announced that the worst part was over, and Michael's heart was healed and working well. Michael, congratulations on a new stage of recovery you are about to begin. At this stage, treatments will become less aggressive and physical therapy will become the main focus, helping to restore your muscles and strengthen your heart. With the change in medications, his stomach reacted positively. You regained your appetite and started eating normally again. With the support of Lisa and a nutritionist, you began to regain your vitality and weight. Your brother, when visiting you, suggested that you go get your wife and daughter, but you, still undecided, expressed fear of being unfair to them. The hope that they would repent and return seemed distant and eventually did not materialize. When your recovery progressed, you decided to check the financial situation at the bank and discovered that your wife was spending all the money saved, including Maria Amy's college fund. That was the breaking point. The next day, you looked for a lawyer and filed for divorce. Despite the lawyer's attempts to contact his wife, she remained unreachable. In the neighborhood, murmurs about his situation were inevitable. Gossip about a man abandoned by his wife and daughter was constant. Despite the challenges, you made a conscious effort not to become bitter. During the physiotherapy sessions, he met Michelle, a woman who was also being treated at the hospital for osteoarthritis. She was calm and reserved, always with a book under her arm and a friendly smile. Occasional conversations with her led to a growing interest. Having decided, you asked her out, and she accepted. The walks after physiotherapy, in simple places, revealed a genuine and fun connection between you. Michael, who had regained his smile and hope for the future, had a lively conversation with his brother, who noticed the change in his mood and commented on his recovery. The conversation ended up revealing your brother's concern about Michelle's possible intentions, but you decided to move on. The next day, Michelle brought a surprise. She was about to finish her treatment and suggested that you visit her at her home, a farm close to the city where she lived alone. The invitation to spend a weekend was a chance to escape and get to know Michelle's new reality better. At the farm, you were enchanted by the space and the nursery of plants that she grew to sell. With the help of one of Michelle's employees, you created a vegetable garden, planting herbs and vegetables. Michelle suggested selling the products at the local fair, and you excitedly decided to make significant changes in your life. He left the delivery company in the hands of his brother, forming a company that offered him the opportunity to start a family. Gratefully, you gave your home to Lisa, your dedicated nurse, recognizing her loyalty. A few years later, while living on the farm, someone knocked on Lisa's door. When looking through the peephole, Lisa recognized Jennifer, Michael's ex-wife. Jennifer inquired about Michael and, upon hearing that he no longer resided there, mistakenly concluded that he had passed away. Lisa, explaining that Michael had gifted her the house in gratitude, was confronted by Jennifer, who accused her of being a gold digger. Lisa managed to keep Jennifer and her daughter out of the house and immediately informed Michael about the visit. Your brother, upon learning what had happened, warned you about Jennifer's intentions and the claim that you had died. The news alarmed Michael, who then contacted his lawyer. As the divorce was already formalized and the savings money had been spent, his ex-wife was not entitled to anything. A few days later, Jennifer returned to Lisa's house, insisting on searching for the inheritance. Michael preferred to be believed that he had died, and with that, Jennifer confirmed the version of his death, mentioning the pain caused by abandonment. Without getting any response from Lisa, Jennifer, and her daughter, they knocked on the neighbor's house. As everyone knew that she had abandoned her sick husband, they were not welcomed anywhere. However, a gossipy neighbor ended up revealing crucial information. The neighbors revealed that, while he was still alive, Michael had left the house to Lisa and moved to a farm at the entrance to the city, where he lived with a girl named Michelle. Jennifer decided to go there, believing that Michelle could have kept the inheritance that belonged to her and her daughter. Finding the place was not difficult, as Michelle was well known in the region. Upon arrival, Jennifer learned that Michael had passed away a few years ago, as Michelle confirmed. She knew Michael preferred it that way and commented that although Michael mentioned having a wife and daughter, they never appeared. Enraged, Jennifer interpreted the comment as a provocation and began destroying the surrounding plants, throwing pots and screaming uncontrollably. The workers, concerned about the situation, tried to calm her down, but the confusion grew so much that Michael decided to confront his ex-wife and daughter. Upon opening the door of the house, Michael came out onto the balcony where Jennifer and Maria Amy were making a fuss. The two didn't immediately realize who it was until Michael grabbed Jennifer's hand and ordered, "No more, Jennifer, no more." Jennifer's surprise was palpable when she saw Michael, who was stronger and healthier than ever. The contrast between the disheveled, aging Jennifer and the well-groomed, muscular Michael was almost comical. "Michael, I thought you died," exclaimed Jennifer, astonished. "Yes, I know, but I'm very much alive," Michael replied. Jennifer, cunning, tried to reverse the situation. "You lying scoundrel. Why didn't you come looking for us when you were okay?" Michael, with suppressed anger, replied, "Why would I look for a woman who abandoned me at the most difficult time of my life? And not even her daughter bothered to meet me." He looked at Maria Amy, who shared her mother's mischievous look. She was already of legal age and was just there to get a share of the inheritance. Before Michael could say more, the police arrived, called by workers who had witnessed the destruction and mayhem. Faced with the invasion of property, threats, and destruction, the police officers asked Michael if he wanted to file a complaint against the two. After reflecting on everything they had done, Michael decided that this was the only way to ensure that Jennifer and Maria Amy would not continue to harass Michelle and him. Everyone went to the police station, where Michael discovered that Jennifer had spent all her savings money and was looking for her inheritance in the belief that the divorce had never been formalized. She believed she was entitled to the inheritance, or, in the worst case, that her daughter would have a share of the assets. Michael asked his lawyer to explain at the police station that the divorce had already been formalized a long time ago and that Jennifer had already received her share of the assets when she left the house and exhausted all of the family's savings. In the end, Michael and Michelle returned home and continued to live together, while Jennifer and her daughter faced a lawsuit for invasion of privacy and assault. The two were forced to look for work in another city to pay their bills, as Michael had requested a restraining order so that they would never go near him again for the rest of their lives. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave yours like. Your support makes all the difference and helps us continue to bring you more amazing content. Do you have any opinions, questions, or suggestions? Leave a comment here below. I love reading and responding to what you have to say. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and activate the bell so you don't miss any news. We have new videos every day, and you won't want to miss out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.